How's it going, lads? Josh here and welcome back to a FIFA 18 Ultimate Team video. Today we're back with the second episode of the World Cup edition of the FUT project. Now today we're going to be back doing a lot of the normal stuff. There's a lot of there's going to be a lot more SBCs in this episode. In fact, you're going to see the first icon we do in fact get on this account, and we do get some good players as well, so it's something to look forward to. I am quite enjoying the game mode at the moment. I have slowed down a little bit on playing some games, but I do have a few episodes pre-recorded for this anyway, so I'm not too fussed about it in that sense. But we do have quite a bit of content in today's episode, and then, like I say, coming up in the following days. So you can see the first player on the screen currently who we have got is in fact Godin. Now he's going to fit straight into our squad. He is he's a very good player. Bar his pace and maybe a little bit on his physical, he's a strong player to use, and he is a player I do really want to get into the team and try and keep in there as long as possible, just because the centre-backs we currently have are pretty weak. However, getting Godin did mean that we could free up one of the centre-backs that we were using in the main team to actually then push to get the starting off SBC, the Let's Get Started SBC finished. It was something I was looking to do just because you get 281 rated players or 281 plus rated players from the pack, so it was something I definitely did need to do, and it's definitely going to be a way to push the actual team a bit forward. So we get a standard 5k pack because, as you know, we already got the 7.5k pack a little bit earlier on, and we get the 281 plus rated packs. Now, I believe this pack is okay, actually. It is. We do get Coman. He's the left midfielder from France. 93 pace. He's going to play really well. At the moment, we're going to be playing him on the right-hand side just because of the amount of left midfielders we do, in fact, actually have. It's a little bit annoying because I have players like Balde, Keita and stuff like that, and I do have, as you can see, Bruma, who was also in that pack. We've got a lot of left midfielders. I think I've got Rafa in the club too. So it's all left-hand sided players, no real right-hand sided players. You did see at the start there we did in fact get Mata, but he is a little bit too slow for the team, and he's not going to fit that right midfield role too well. However, in this 81 plus pack we do in fact get another Frenchman, and that is actually N'Golo Kante. Now he is the best CDM I've used on this game so far. This game mode he's been absolutely fantastic, and I've not had any problems with him at all. Couldn't complain about him in the slightest. He is by far the best defensive player I've ever used. He sits just in front of the defence, exactly where I need him to be. He doesn't tend to move out of position. He does push forward a little bit, but even then he's still a good player. We also, as you can see, got Smolov as well. He's quite a decent striker. He's European, so more than likely we're going to be able to fit him into the team because we do have a lot of European players as it is. So you'll see that we're actually going to change the formation up from the 4-2-3-1, which we played in the last game of, I believe, last episode. We're going to change it to the 4-1-4-1. Now, you might be asking why you're playing this formation. We've never seen you play it before. No, you haven't. This is a brand new formation for me at the time as well. And the only reason I'm playing it is because I've been watching Air Jape's Path to Power, and he's been playing this formation. So we're going to be using his tactics and his player instructions on the players, see how they play. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to be very good with that formation because, like I say, I've never played it before, and this is the first time I'm going to be playing it. So I do look forward to actually playing this formation in general, and I look forward to actually just trying the team out in all because it's a different formation, but the way he plays it and the way I was watching him play it was actually really fun. I want to be playing that type of football where it was the triangle passing. He's got a lot of players who are also pushing forward at the same time as players staying back. So you'll see, I believe we keep the centre defensive midfielder on, stay back while attacking, and I believe we've got him on man mark, if I remember rightly, because that's what I play normally. The fullbacks are both on stay back while attacking. The wingers are both cut inside, and I believe the striker is on press back line and getting behind, whilst both centre mids are basically playing as cams because they are to get forward. And I can't remember what else they've got on them, but they do have get forward and probably free roam, I believe, is what they've got on them. And it does play well. I've played a few games with the team and I am really enjoying it. And hopefully we can keep the gameplay up like that. I don't know whether I'm going to stick to this formation or whether I'll go back to another one. If there's a formation you want to see me use, or there's certain players you want to see in the team, because we do have a lot of players at the moment. We've got a few half decent ones, and obviously we are going to be getting more as we go on. Since you do get a player per game, you are getting a half decent amount of players in general, so we're never going to be short on players, so we can just try ones out, and any of them that we're not going to use we can put into SBCs as well. So if there's a lot of them that you're like, no, I don't really want to see you use them, I can put those ones into SBCs. So like I say, at the moment we've got a few decent players in the team. Obviously our main players that are big, obviously Godin and Kante. Obviously Pele is massive for the team, but he is unfortunately only a loan card. And then again, okay, we got a couple of other half decent players. So we're going to go into our first game of the episode today. In just right now, you can see that the opponent had a really strong team. He's got Varane, which I haven't managed to pack on either of my accounts, but is probably the best centre back in the game on this. And he also has a forward line of Ronaldo, Griezmann, and Hazard. So he had a really strong team. So I didn't expect to do very well in this game. We do get the first chance of the game though with Smolov. He kicks it straight at the keeper. Bruma then kicks it at the defender, hits the post, and as you can see, his Piszczek decides to take out my Bruma. Not on the ball, no one's on the ball. It was a really weird opportunity. At first I was really absolutely gutted because I'd had 3 chances and missed all 3 of them. And then he goes and takes me out for no reason with his Piszczek after 4 minutes. And you can see here, look, he's just randomly sliding, does it again on Bruma, takes him out, and we get a penalty, which is going to lead to Pele taking the penalty. He is going to more than likely going to slot this in the bottom right-hand corner. This is my sort of place for putting the ball at the moment. Now, we didn't quite put it where I wanted to. My usual way of doing it is I do sort of one bar, stick it sort of in between the middle and the full-on right-hand side of the goal. So it is down the right-hand side, but it's one of those low ones that when the keeper dives left, it usually goes underneath him. I keep getting put off at the moment more because the arrow keeps coming up. I'm not used to it. My main account doesn't have the arrow, and I know I can turn it off. I just forget to in sort of the moment. Now, a defensive error from my opponent actually leads to me getting another goal here with Nainggolan. He's actually a really strong centre attacking midfielder. I didn't think he'd be that good just because he lacks the pace, the shooting and stuff. And I didn't think he was going to be the greatest of players in general in that position. Now, you see, we should have had another penalty there as he takes us out again with Varane. And we could have, like I say, had another red card and another penalty, but he did rage quit after that, which meant that we won the game. We got 2,700 coins, 1,500 for winning the tournament, 1,000 for the EASFC boost, and then we also get the 7.5k pack and the single players pack. Now, again, I wasn't expecting any from the single players pack, but the 7.5k pack is a really good pack usually. I found that's the things I've been packing most things on my main account on, and as you'll see from the club tour yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before? You would have seen from the club tour either way that we got Maradona from a 7.5k pack. I got the Hernandez in my team from the Icon pack, but I actually got him from the 7.5k pack, which I think is quite amazing. Now, you see, we get another 2 boards in the 7.5k pack that we got on here. We do get a CDM from Brazil. I actually thought it was going to be Casemiro. It wasn't. It was Fabinho. Now, he's not going to fit my team. So, we're playing 1 CDM at the moment, and that is going to be Kante. There's no way Fabinho gets anywhere near the team when I've got Kante in there. So, more than likely, what we're going to do is we're going to put Fabinho back into an SBC because he is no use to me, and you'll see right now we're actually going to do that straight away. We're going to go straight into the National Icon SBC and throw in a bunch of the Deadwood players we're not going to use. Some of the higher ones just because, like I say, you need a high rated team to do it, and then just see what we can get from it. Now you'll see I put in a lot of players, most of them being goalkeepers. Obviously the goalkeepers, whilst they're okay, I didn't realise at the time you needed quite a decent amount of chemistry, and with the way that chemistry works, players don't quite get the same amount they get on normal foot. So even though they've got the links, they're not going to get the same amount of chemistry. So you'll see, I think we've got a back 5 of goalkeepers, and it just shows you how many goalkeepers we've packed. So I want to put in the 2 English guys because obviously they do have a strong links to each other, and then I just want to try and get rid of as many of the cards as I possibly can. So you see we chuck in a couple more centre-backs here, just to try and gain a bit more chemistry, but we're still only on 36 chemistry. So I put, again, the two Englishmen back in the team, that being Pickford and Hart. It doesn't really up the chemistry that much. We go up to 40. We managed to pull up to 43, but even then, we're struggling on chemistry. Now, I think we're about perfect for rating as it is at the moment, but obviously I got Fabinho from the pack, and putting him at CDM will actually put us up to 53 chemistry, and that is enough. There's only one real card in there that we've used quite a bit, that being Jackson Martinez right at the start, but most of those cards aren't actually any relevant to me, and I'm not going to use them at all. Now, we do get the Icon pack. I open the Icon pack right now, and I was actually really annoyed. I wasn't like overly annoyed. I see the Icon flare. I see the country come up, and it is France, and I actually thought I had Thierry Henry. Unfortunately, we have Blanc. Now, I've used Blanc in the draft on my main account, and I actually really liked him. The only problem is the only real few centre-backs that are half decent are Blanc, Varane and Ramos. Now, I've used Boateng on my main account. Again, he's not too bad. I think a lot of the Brazilian centre-backs, whilst they're okay, they're a little bit too slow or a little bit too short. So you are very, very limited on who you can use at centre-backs that is actually really good. So, to be perfectly honest, it's a good player to get. He helps us out a lot with links, and we do end up getting a half-decent team. actually in the squad now. We've got a decent bit of chemistry. We've gone from, I think, about 60 odd chemistry up to 87, which is a massive boost, and it does help with all of his links that he's giving. I'm still a bit gutted it wasn't Henry, because it would have been nice to have had Henry up top and be able to have a striker who's actually playing really well. Instead, we come up against an opponent that has two icons. More than likely, you got Deco out of a normal pack and Maradona out of his icon pack. But either way, he has an insane team, two icons, Lewandowski up front. It was another strong team, and a lot of people you're going to find on this game mode have a really strong team. So I'm not surprised that we are finding them, and I'm not surprised we're coming up against these half-decent teams, because we're a good few weeks. We're about a week or two in now. Obviously, when I played this, it was probably about 5 days into the actual game mode. So I was expecting people to have good teams, especially since the pack weight is so high, and you can get so many good players from such a little amount of coins being invested. We do go 1-0 up against him, however. But unfortunately, he does go on the attack here. He does get a goal, but it is actually called offside. We get another chance here with Pele. Now, we cross in on his left foot. It goes straight to Courtois, who I believe ends up throwing it straight up the other end of the pitch. And this is what I found the worst about this game, is I get counter-attacked so easily. Now, Maradona's going to absolutely rinse my defence for pace, just because he's got not a high 90s in pace. I think it's like 92, 93 in pace. He's going to beat all of my defenders. It doesn't matter who I've got. None of them are that quick, and none of them are going to catch him. So, straight up, just one counter-attack straight off the bat just puts us back onto level terms, and you're going to find he does the exact same thing here. Not long after, I think it's a couple minutes after, he gets the ball. Lewandowski passes to Maradona. I believe it's back to Deco, who then goes through on goal and just slots it past the keeper in a similar fashion to the last goal. And I found this being the problem with most of it. The guy apologised, obviously, with celebration, because at the time we'd been 1-0 up. We'd been actually playing really well, and unfortunately ended up going 2-1 down just due to that. Now, he crosses the ball in here just before half-time, picks it up on the edge of the box, heads it back in, we head it back out, Deco shoots, and it lands back at Lewandowski's feet after the keeper saves it. And at this point, we'd just gone downhill. We'd been playing really, really well, and all of a sudden conceded 3 goals from absolutely nowhere. So we were going to be going in at half-time 3-1 down. There was no doubt about that. We did get one little chance here, but as you can see, it just goes wide of the post from Godin. I am struggling to score a lot of corners. I can't really score them. Same as free kicks. I don't really score free kicks. But I'm really struggling with certain things. Now, we hadn't had many shots on target at this point. 7 shots, but only 2 on target. We made a few changes to see if we could bring the game back, bringing on Falcao, one of the players who played really well with me right at the start of the game. So we bring him on. We actually play a nice 1-2 here with him and Pele. He sticks it then in the bottom right-hand corner to make it 3-2 in the 54th minute. And I actually thought I could get the comeback from here. But however, 64 minutes in, he picks the ball up here with Lewandowski. He actually does a nice little bit of skill there, takes it past my player and puts it in the bottom left-hand corner on his left foot, his weaker foot of the two. And that's going to sort of seal the game for him there. That puts him 4-2 up. And then going into the 90th minute, you can see here, the whistle blows at 4-2. So we did unfortunately lose that game, and that's going to add another loss to our record, which is a bit annoying, but it should be something that shouldn't affect us too badly. We've been playing some good football, and I believe we're 2-0-2 now. Not great, but it is something we're just going to have to sort of try and get better at, and hope we can get some better stuff out of the packs. Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below exactly what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time.